You can fake a smile, you can rehearse your words, you can even put on a mask for the world. But when the heart is heavy, it tells on you. When a man misses you, truly misses you, he cannot hide it. His actions, his eyes, his silence, they all start to speak louder than any words ever could. The eyes, they are the most honest storytellers a human being has. They don't lie, they don't wear masks, they don't rehearse lines. They just reveal, raw and unfiltered, what the heart is trying so hard to keep hidden. A man can keep his words guarded, he can pretend with his tone, he can laugh when he feels broken inside, but the eyes, they will always betray him. When he misses you, those eyes will carry a weight, a search, a longing that no amount of strength can conceal. You'll see it in the way they scan the room, as if looking for something familiar, as if they're hoping to catch just a glimpse of you. When a man is in your presence and he misses you, his eyes behave differently. They linger longer, they hold on just a little tighter than they should. He may look away quickly, trying to compose himself, but in those stolen seconds, his eyes reveal what his words refuse to say. It's not just attraction, it's yearning. It's a hunger to close the distance between what he feels and what he can admit. That's why people say the eyes are windows to the soul, because they open the blinds when the heart is locked behind walls. And no matter how disciplined he thinks he is, the moment he sees you, his eyes light up in a way he cannot fake. But it's not only when you're there. Even in your absence, his eyes will betray him. If someone mentions your name, if your song comes on, if he scrolls past your picture, his eyes react before his mind can intervene. They widen, they soften, sometimes they even tear up. That's not coincidence. That's his heart responding faster than his pride. Think about it. When a person misses you, their mind is constantly occupied by your image, by your memory. So, when reality offers even the smallest reminder of you, his eyes reveal that recognition instantly. They tell on him, and if you're watching closely, you'll see the truth long before he ever admits it. Now, understand this. Eyes don't only reveal desire, they reveal pain. When a man misses you, his eyes carry sadness. You'll notice the heaviness, the distant stare, the way he seems to drift off into thought. It's not because he's uninterested, it's because he's remembering. He's playing back the moments you shared, reliving the laughter, replaying the conversations, rehearsing what he wishes he could say to you now. And sometimes, when he thinks nobody's watching, you'll catch that blank gaze, that lost look, that quiet ache staring through him. That's missing you in its rawest form. And that's the one thing he can never disguise. His eyes also reveal desire for closeness, subtle but powerful. Maybe he's not reaching for your hand, maybe he's not pouring out his feelings, but if you catch his eyes locked on yours just a moment too long, that's all you need to know. Because longing has a way of drawing the gaze back again and again. It's like a magnet. The heart pulls, the eyes follow. That's why a man who misses you will often struggle to keep his eyes away. He'll try to distract himself, but the pull is too strong. And in that battle between his pride and his heart, his eyes are always the first to surrender. And here's the thing. When you truly pay attention, you'll realize that his eyes don't just show you that he misses you. They show you how much he misses you. There's a difference between glancing and gazing, between noticing and studying, between looking and longing. His eyes will linger, soften, and sometimes they'll even break down when he thinks he's safe to let the guard drop. That's the silent language of missing someone. That's the truth no man can mask. His lips may deny it, his voice may disguise it, but his eyes, they'll always tell you first, they'll always tell you more, and they'll always tell you loudest. Silence. It's a language most people ignore, but it's one of the loudest voices the heart has. A man can talk all day, joke with his friends, carry himself as if everything is fine. But when he's quiet, that's when the truth begins to leak through. When a man misses you, his silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is filled with memories, questions, and emotions he hasn't figured out how to express. Missing someone isn't always loud. It isn't always a confession or a late-night phone call. Sometimes it's the way he sits in stillness, replaying moments in his head that he doesn't dare to share with anyone else. His silence becomes the stage where his feelings perform in the background. Think about it. When he pauses mid-conversation, when his words trail off, when his energy shifts without warning, that's not random. That's his heart remembering you. That's his mind drifting to the thought of what it was like when you were close. He doesn't always have the courage to say, "I miss you." He doesn't always know how to put into words what he feels. But in those pauses, in those quiet gaps, you'll find the truth. Because silence doesn't just mean the absence of words. It means the presence of emotions too heavy to speak aloud. You'll notice it when he's around people. The room is filled with laughter, the conversation is flowing, yet his mind is elsewhere. He's present in body, but not in spirit. His silence in those moments isn't boredom, it's longing. He's hearing the voices around him, but in his head, he's hearing yours. He's sitting at a table, but in his heart, he's sitting in the moments you once shared. That's why silence often feels so loud when someone misses you. It's not empty space, it's overflowing space. It's a man carrying the weight of everything he cannot say out loud. And sometimes silence shows up in the way he doesn't reach out. You don't hear from him for days, maybe weeks, and you think he doesn't care. But the truth, that silence is a battle. He's holding back because his pride is wrestling with his longing. He wants to call, but he doesn't. He wants to write, but he erases the words. His silence isn't proof that he doesn't miss you. It's proof that he does, and it hurts. If he didn't care, he wouldn't feel the need to hold himself back. But because he does care, he's torn. His silence is his struggle. Missing someone often creates restlessness, and you'll see that in his quiet moments. He'll sit, tapping his fingers, scrolling aimlessly, staring at nothing in particular. That's not distraction. That's longing trying to find an outlet. His silence becomes restless energy because the words he doesn't say turn into emotions he can't contain. And the more he tries to hide it, the louder that silence becomes. The people around him might not notice it, but if you know him well, you'll see it, you'll feel it. That silence will speak to you louder than any message ever could. And here's the truth. When a man misses you, his silence will eventually reveal him. You can hear it in the hesitation of his tone, in the way he pauses before answering, in the long gaps between what he says and what he feels. Silence is never empty, it's always loaded, and when he misses you, that silence carries your name, your face, your memory. He may try to act strong, to pretend he's unbothered, but his silence betrays him. Because no matter how much he hides when a man misses you, he can't hide this. His silence becomes his confession, spoken without words, but louder than any speech he could ever give. When a man misses you, he doesn't always announce it with words, but his actions start to reveal the truth. He may try to act casual, like nothing is different, but watch closely. His choices, his movements, his routines begin to bend in your direction. He'll suddenly find himself reaching for his phone, scrolling through old conversations, stopping at your name longer than he should. He may not send that message right away, but the fact that he keeps coming back to it shows something powerful. His actions are chasing your presence, even when his pride tells him to stay still. One of the clearest signs comes in the small, random gestures that aren't random at all. Maybe he sends you a text that says, "Hey, just checking in." Or he calls to ask about something simple, something he already knows the answer to. On the surface, it looks casual, but underneath, it's a man reaching out for connection. He's not really asking about the weather or your day or that one detail he forgot. He's asking for you. He's reaching for a thread of conversation that ties him back to you. Because when a man misses you, he doesn't just want your presence. He needs to feel your energy again, even if it's just through a few words. His actions also show up in the places he chooses to be. Don't be surprised if he suddenly starts showing up where you used to hang out, walking the same streets, or visiting the same spots that once held memories of you. He may tell himself it's coincidence, but deep down, it's intentional. It's his way of feeling closer to you, even if you're not there. That coffee shop you loved, he'll go there. That gym you used to mention, he'll sign up. That mutual friends event, he'll make sure he's in the room. Because missing someone has a way of pulling your footsteps toward the spaces they once filled. And then there are the actions that look like accidents. He'll accidentally, like an old picture of yours on social media. He'll accidentally bring up a memory in conversation. He'll accidentally call at the exact time he knows you'll be free. But those aren't accidents. They're his heart maneuvering around his pride. He's trying to reconnect, but he doesn't always know how to do it directly. So, his actions leak out in subtle ways. That's the thing about missing someone. It's hard to keep it neatly tucked away. It spills into behavior even when he tries to hide it. And when he misses you deeply, his actions become bolder. He won't just rely on coincidence or casual conversation. He'll take risks. He'll drive across town to see you, even if it's just for 5 minutes. He'll send that late night message, knowing it might expose his feelings. He'll reach out during moments when he knows he should probably stay silent, because the weight of missing you becomes heavier than the fear of rejection. Those are the actions that reveal the truth. When a man misses you, his need to be near you outweighs his need to protect his pride. What you'll notice most is consistency, because missing someone isn't a one-time feeling. It's a continuous ache. So, his actions won't just happen once. They'll repeat. He'll keep finding excuses to reach out. He'll keep showing up in places tied to you. He'll keep circling back, even when he tries to move forward. His actions form a pattern, and that pattern speaks louder than words. And the truth is simple. When a man misses you, he cannot sit still. His heart won't let him. His actions will keep chasing your presence, because every part of him is reaching for what his soul feels incomplete without. When a man misses you, he doesn't just think about you in passing. He starts to live inside the memories you created together. And over time, those memories don't stay locked in the past. They turn into habits. Little routines, little choices, little patterns that keep pulling him back to you. A memory is supposed to be a snapshot of what was, but when he misses you deeply, he keeps replaying it until it becomes part of his now. That's the first sign you'll notice. He's not moving on from the memories, he's turning them into rituals that keep you close even in your absence. Maybe it's a song, the one you used to sing together in the car, or the one that played on that night you'll never forget. Suddenly, he's listening to it on repeat, not because it's just good music, but because it's a way to relive the feeling of you. The melody brings back your laughter, The lyrics remind him of your voice, and the rhythm takes him back to a time when you were near. That song becomes more than just a track, it becomes a habit, a loop he falls into, because every time he presses play, it feels like pressing rewind on his heart. Or maybe it's the places, the restaurant where you once sat across from each other, sharing food and stories. The park where you walked, the bench where you talked, the movie theater where you laughed too loud. He goes back, even if he doesn't admit why. To anyone else, he's just grabbing a coffee, just taking a walk, just catching a film. But the truth, he's retracing your footsteps. He's keeping the memory alive by making it part of his present routine. Those places hold pieces of you, and so they become magnets that pull him in again and again. His memories have become habits, and those habits are his way of holding on to you. And sometimes it's not the big things, it's the small, almost invisible ones. He wears the cologne you once said you loved, not for himself, but because it reminds him of how you looked at him that day. He replays your old conversations in his mind until the phrases become automatic, like a script he knows by heart. He even catches himself using the words you used, adopting the little sayings you once said without thinking. That's not coincidence, that's missing you. Because when you mean that much to someone, you don't just leave a mark, you leave imprints that show up in their habits, in their patterns, in the everyday moments they can't escape. Here's the thing. Habits are powerful because they're unconscious. He may not even realize he's doing it. He might tell himself, I just like this song, or I just felt like eating here today, or I just remembered that phrase. But deep down, the reason is you. The memory of you is stitched into those choices so tightly that he can't separate them. That's how you know he misses you, because you've become a part of his rhythm, part of his routine, part of the habits that shape his days. He doesn't even have to say it out loud. His actions, repeated again and again, speak it for him. And the most telling part, these habits linger. Even as time passes, even as life moves on, he finds himself drawn back to those memories. That's the thing about missing someone. It doesn't always fade quickly. It hides in the corners of routine, in the music, in the food, in the places, in the scents, in the sayings. And when a man misses you, those habits aren't random. They're his way of keeping you alive in his world. Because when he can't have you near, he'll do the only thing he can. He'll hold onto the memories until they become part of his every day. When a man misses you, something unexpected begins to surface. His vulnerability. You see, men are taught to be strong, to keep their emotions in check, to never let the world see them weak. But missing someone is not something you can control. It sneaks past defenses, it seeps through walls, it shows up in the quietest moments and cracks the strongest facade. A man who once stood tall and unshaken will suddenly find himself bending under the weight of longing. That vulnerability, that is his heart speaking louder than his pride. At first, it might be subtle. You'll hear it in the shift of his tone, softer than usual, carrying a weight it never used to, or you'll see it in the way he admits things he normally wouldn't, like how his days feel a little emptier, or how he hasn't been sleeping well, or how he feels restless without even knowing why. Those are not just random confessions. They're signs that the walls are breaking down. When he misses you, he lets pieces of his heart slip through, because holding them in becomes too heavy. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the evidence of missing someone so deeply that pride no longer matters. Then there are the conversations that take a different turn. Instead of keeping it light, Instead of pretending everything is fine, he starts sharing truths he once buried. He'll talk about regrets, about things he wishes he had done differently, about words he should have said but didn't. Missing you doesn't just make him long for the past, it makes him reflect on it. That reflection brings honesty, and honesty brings vulnerability. Because when a man misses you, he doesn't just crave your presence. He also feels the absence of all the moments he took for granted. And admitting that takes courage, but it also exposes the most fragile parts of him. Vulnerability also shows in his body language, the way his shoulders slump when he talks about you, the way his voice lowers when your name comes up, the way his hands fidget when he's holding back emotions he doesn't want to spill. Those little signs may not seem like much, but they are windows into his heart. Because the truth is, when a man misses you, he cannot maintain the same armor he once wore. His body, his tone, his movement, all of them begin to mirror the truth that his heart is aching. Vulnerability leaks out of him, even when he's trying to stay composed, and here's the most powerful thing. Vulnerability makes him more real. For so long, he may have tried to be unshakable, untouchable, too strong to be moved. But when he misses you, that mask falls away. He becomes human. He becomes open. He becomes someone who is willing to show his scars, his fears, his longings. That's the proof you need, because no man lowers his guard for someone he doesn't miss. No man lets his walls down unless the weight of longing forces him to. And in that openness, you see the truth that his pride cannot cover. In the end, vulnerability is his confession without words. He may never say directly, "I miss you." But when you see him softer, when you hear him more honest, when you notice him showing sides of himself he once hid, that's his way of saying it. Vulnerability is the heart's way of admitting what the lips refuse to. And when a man misses you, you'll see it clearly. His strength may try to hide it, but his vulnerability will always expose it. Because no matter how hard he tries to act unshaken, missing you shakes him, and that shake cannot be hidden. When a man truly misses you, there comes a point where holding it in becomes unbearable. At first, he may try to hide it. He'll fight against the urge to reach out. He'll tell himself to stay silent, to stay strong, to pretend like he doesn't care. But missing someone has a way of wearing you down, little by little, until the weight of silence becomes heavier than the risk of rejection. And when that moment comes, his effort to reconnect becomes unstoppable. You'll notice it in the way he starts reaching out, sometimes hesitantly at first, but consistently, as though the distance between you has finally become too much for him to bear. It might begin with something small, a text message out of the blue, "Hey, just checking in," or a call that sounds casual but is really his heart searching for your voice. He may frame it as concern, curiosity, or even coincidence, but the truth is simpler. He misses you and he cannot contain it anymore. That first message isn't just communication, it's a breakthrough. It's him choosing to lower his pride, to risk vulnerability, and to let you know in his own way that you still matter. His effort may look subtle, but underneath, it carries the weight of everything he has been holding back. But if you pay attention, you'll notice that he doesn't stop at one attempt. His effort grows. He checks in more often. He asks about your day. He finds reasons to keep the conversation alive. He'll bring up memories, inside jokes, or shared experiences, anything that keeps a connection alive between you. These aren't random conversations, they are intentional bridges. Every word, every call, every visit is his way of closing the gap that has been tearing at his heart. Because when a man misses you, his effort to rebuild that connection doesn't fade. It intensifies, and then you'll see him take bigger steps. He doesn't just want to hear from you, he wants to see you. He'll suggest meeting up, finding excuses to be near you again. He'll offer to help with things, show up in moments where you least expect him, or make sacrifices in his schedule just to carve out time for you. To the world, it might look like kindness. To him, it's more than that. It's longing in motion. It's his heart driving him back into your orbit, because missing you has reached a point where distance feels unbearable. His actions aren't about convenience. They are about commitment. And when missing you becomes overwhelming, pride falls away entirely. That's when his effort becomes bold, direct, and undeniable. He'll tell you how he feels. He'll admit that life hasn't been the same without you. He'll confess that he thought he could stay silent, but he can't. That's the moment when effort turns into honesty. Because the truth is, when a man misses you deeply, he's willing to risk rejection just to feel the relief of letting it out. His effort to reconnect becomes bigger than his fear, stronger than his ego, and louder than his silence. That's when you know his missing you has broken through every wall he tried to build. In the end, his effort speaks for him. Every call, every text, every visit, every attempt to be close again. It all says what his lips may struggle to: I miss you, I still care, I still want to be connected to you. And that's why it's unstoppable. Because missing someone isn't passive, it's active. It pushes a man into motion, into pursuit, into courage he didn't know he had. And when a man misses you, his effort will always reveal it. No matter how hard he tries to hide it, no matter how long he tries to fight it, there will come a point where his effort to reconnect refuses to stay silent. Because missing you is too powerful to be contained. So hear me when I say this. You don't need to beg, you don't need to chase, you don't need to wonder, because when a man misses you, he can't hide it. His eyes will show it, his silence will reveal it, his actions will prove it, his habits will carry it, his vulnerability will confess it, and his effort to reconnect will scream it. You don't have to look for clues. It will be right there, undeniable, because longing has a voice of its own, and love, real love, cannot stay buried. Remember this: when he misses you, the truth will always rise to the surface, and that truth, it was never meant to be hidden.